Headphone users and drivers warning. Forevermore, yours truly, until the end of time. Level 251, Love Ride. Attention! The following article contains potentially disturbing imagery. Reader discretion is advised, especially for those with heart sensitivities. Medical report and notice of passing. Date, January 6th, 2016. Dear Jenny Blackwood, it is with a heavy heart and profound responsibility that I write to you concerning the tragic incident involving Michael Richardson. Incident overview. Date of incident, January 2nd, 2016. Location, near Elmwood Park, Franklin Street. Time, approximately 11:30 p.m. Medical findings. Upon arrival at the scene, Michael Richardson was found in a critical state due to vehicular collision. Despite immediate intervention and emergency care, the extent of his injuries was severe. The primary cause of death was identified as traumatic brain injury, compounded by multiple internal injuries. Efforts to resuscitate were exhaustive, but, regrettably, unsuccessful. Time of death. Michael Richardson was pronounced deceased at 12:15 a.m. Please accept my deepest condolences for your loss and know that my thoughts are with you during this challenging time. Sincerely, Dr. Elizabeth Nguyen, Chief of Emergency Medicine, Elmwood Hospital. Survival difficulty, Class 2, unsafe, secure, low entity count. Image caption, an empty tunnel of level 251. Description: Level 251 is a vintage Tunnel of Love attraction composed of multiple branching watercourses situated in a network of segmented tunnels, each featuring one or two narrow walkways. Despite its extensive tunnels, which can stretch for up to a mile in length before splitting into two sections, Level 251 maintains a relatively compact size. Footnote: roughly 200 square kilometers. End footnote. The lighting within the tunnels is dim and antiquated, at times casting insufficient lumosity to fully illuminate certain areas, resulting in a constant state of darkness. These sections are separated by archways, manifesting in various romantic forms and designs, from the iconic heart shape to a gentle water cascade. Jenny, is that you? What are you doing here? Through the long tunnel, the voice reached my ears as I hesitantly moved closer to it. The coldness in the air seemed to intensify as he walked in front of me, seemingly extending his arms in a welcoming embrace, only to lower them moments later. Before me stood a familiar face, one I thought I would never see again. Yet, there he was, standing in the darkness, seemingly as lost as I was. As one delves deeper into level 251, the walls reveal a textured, ever-changing surface, displaying a diverse array of vivid patterns. Throughout the entire level, these walls are completely overtaken by mold, creating a persistent layer of visible spores in the air. A wide indentation in the ground hosts knee-deep water, its quality showcased by the accumulation of dirt and debris that obstructs the course's continuous flow. Occasionally, motionless and weathered ride boats resembling swans can be spotted along the walkways. These boats, found in various colors, bear the marks of time, with peeling and chipping decorative paint. He gestured with a subtle hand motion for me to follow. As we made our way down the tunnel, I noticed his movement was limp and unnatural, not disturbing the water's gentle ripples at our feet. Suddenly, he halted, stiffly rotating his body in my direction, fixing a vacant gaze on me. A shiver of unease ran through me. Something was unmistakably wrong. In an attempt to elicit some reaction, I called out to him, cautiously. Image caption: another tunnel of level 251, with a ride boat in the distance. The tunnels themselves are adorned with decorations that, despite their worn and decaying state, retain echoes of a once vibrant romantic setting. Among these props are cut-out hearts, roses, doves, rings, and various other items associated with romance. However, One may occasionally encounter empty tunnels, which typically lack any form of decoration. Upon entering, wanderers have reported experiencing a sense of serene calmness and nostalgia, the exact cause of which is unknown. These tunnels are distinctive for their notably rough walls, bearing numerous names and messages etched into them. Railings and decaying structures often bear padlocks inscribed with dates dating back as early as the 1900s. These areas tend to be more cluttered with debris, which makes them challenging to traverse through. It is advised to avoid these tunnels, if possible, due to multiple reports of disappearances under unknown circumstances. My, Michael? My words hung in the air, letting my words echo and fade into silence. Tentatively extending my hand, I was startled to find it pass through his form. I stumbled forward, my body collapsing on the ground with a heavy impact, and I found myself on my knees. But, as my face was buried in my hands, tears streaming down my cheeks, he remained motionless. While traveling within level 251 over an extended period, wanderers may chance upon a room that appears to serve as the entrance to the ride. Within, a waiting area is delineated by worn-out velvet ropes leading to a ticket booth. Positioned behind this setup, two tattered leather chairs stand in a row, providing a resting place for wanderers. The ticket booth itself features a distinctive red and white paint scheme and is accompanied by a prominent sign reading loveride. Inside the booth, alongside several stacks of blank ride tickets, there's a panel featuring a single button situated on a wooden table. When this button is pressed, the harsh noise of old machinery will erupt from the tracks for a few seconds, only to slowly fade away into an eerie silence. Then, I felt his cold hand on my shoulder, sending a shiver through my body as I froze in place. I looked up, hoping to see a reassuring look, but I was met with a wide grin stretched on his face. I attempted to flee, but his grip became stronger, making me unable to break free. My skin began to burn at his touch as he pulled me closer to his body, screaming in agony with no one to help me. Entities. Entity sightings are relatively rare within the level, with only occasional reports of a few death rats roaming the tunnels. Entrances and exits. Entrances. No clipping through a water-filled room on level 54, Stairwell of Spirals, can lead here. No clipping within level 34, Sewer System, has a slight chance of leading here. Tunnels in level 37, Sublimity, have a slim chance of leading to similar tunnels in level 251. Exits. Entering an exit door, which has a chance of appearing in the entrance room, will lead to level 890, Overprotection. Touching a prop that resembles plants will lead to level 58, Water Wonder. No clipping through the floor will lead to level 33, the Infinite Mall. See the previous level, level 250, the Field of Two Stars, or the next level, level 252, totally symmetrical. Image caption. What have I done to deserve this? Why do you make me suffer? Concord Entity Classification System. Entity ID 251-A, the Apparition. Habitats, level 251. Indexed Entity Threat Score, Danger 3, Intelligence B. Class, Spectrus. Properties, Unique, Aggressive, and Neurological Hazard. Description: the apparition presents itself as a manifestation of individuals significant to the observer's romantic past or present relationship, primarily residing within the empty tunnels of level 251. It remains unknown whether this manifestation occurs in the absence of any recollection of personal connections. Reports indicate that encounters with the entity are more common for individuals with a detailed and vivid memory of past relationships, with the intensity of these encounters correlating with the richness of the observer's romantic history. The apparition has been observed using psychological manipulation as a method of hunting targets, subtly delving into the psyche of its victims. Instances have been described where it engages in subtle conversations reminiscent of past interactions, or creates illusions that exploit the emotional vulnerabilities of the observer, often persisting over prolonged durations to heighten the psychological impact. When a target appears defenseless or hopeless to the entity, and is in a state where they are unable to flee, the entity initiates a consumption process. It attaches itself to the subject and progressively digests them from the outside, creating a corrosive substance that immediately begins to react to the organic material. Once the skin is turned into a gelatinous substance, the apparition begins to feed on the underlying tissues using a tubular suction organ. This particularly slow process continues until the entire body is absorbed, leaving behind only a pile of bones, organs, and remnants of clothing. Do's and don'ts. Do. Ignore its presence. Keep moving. Stay aware of reality. Don't. Approach it. Engage with the entity. Show fear or despair.